Hey, this is Ross with my partner Bob. We have a show called Worldview Matters.
And Ross, as you know, we believe that everything in life is somehow related to how people view the world around them.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Also available on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 10th of July. I'm James Spann. Active storms around today. Same thing tomorrow. However, the air should be drier Friday. In the tropics, we're watching Chantal having a hard time today. Let's take a look at some of the Skycam shots. These were captured around the network at mid-afternoon. That's coming from Chehaw State Park. You can see a big summer downpour there off in the distance. Pouring rain down at Selma. That's our Skycam right above the Alabama River. Looking over toward the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and whoa, Nelly, look at that. Big water spout in Mobile Bay this afternoon. That was captured from Fairhope. And here's a look at the same water spout on the other side of the bay from the Mobile County side. To our knowledge, that did not move inland, and it did not cause any damage, but certainly gave some folks down there some anxious moments this afternoon. There's a setup. We've got the heat ridge to the west, storm track to the north. We are in a very moist, unstable air mass. The heat of the day producing showers and storms, and they are random like in most cases. There's the radar at 245. Stronger storms at that point along US 80 from Selma to Montgomery to Opelika. Scattered strong storms over the northern part of the state as well, all of those moving to the southeast. Temperatures around 90 for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston. Where the rain is falling, it's cooler. Severe weather possibilities, a few slight risk areas, including out in the deserts, the monsoon season. Phoenix could see some strong storms. Slight risk over the western high plains and north of here from Nashville up to upstate New York. Tomorrow, there is no formal risk for Alabama, but all of the state has the 5% chance of a severe storm. We could see some strong storms, but like today, nothing organized expected in terms of severe weather. And this is the rain for the next 5 days. And again, this map is going to change because of Chantal. It's a weak, struggling, shallow system in the Caribbean, and I don't think the rain will be that far north. It could, but I would imagine that map will change the next time they prepare that. And the impact on our state is just unknown at this point, but this map suggesting heavier totals over southeast Alabama. Speaking of Chantal, system is down below Hispaniola. Because it is weak and disorganized and shallow, it's being steered by the low-level winds, and accordingly, it's going to really miss the mountainous island. And that's a little misleading, that the image you see there. The circulation center is not underneath those storms. The circulation center is displaced off to the west. It's been moving very rapidly. There's dry air around the system. There's a lot of things wrong here. Systems in the Caribbean often in July have a hard time like this. And we don't even know if it's a closed system. By the time you watch this video, it could very well be just an open wave. Look at modeling, and now because it's shallow, models are all over the board. You've got some that want to take it up toward Jacksonville. Some take it across the Gulf. Here's a look at the ensembles from INSEP. It brings it up into the Florida Peninsula. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's got to cross Cuba, and it's going to have a hard time with that. But let's look at the intensity forecast of the models. And understand, most models want to keep this thing a tropical storm. One ramps it to a hurricane in 120 hours in 5 days, but most of them weaken it. And I think the weaker solution is probably right. Here are the top 10 analogs. Carmen from 1974 shows up. That was a Louisiana hurricane. Bonnie from 2004, that was a weak tropical storm that came more toward Apalachicola. Charlie in 2004, that was a big hurricane. This won't be a big hurricane. But the bottom line is, with this thing so disorganized, it's just hard to call. Here's the track from the Hurricane Center. They cut it north of Jamaica, across Cuba, up toward Miami. And then offshore is a subtropical type system east of Jacksonville Saturday morning. Main effect one way or the other should be heavy rain for the Florida Peninsula. And again, this could change. It's just a lot of uncertainty because it is so weak and shallow at this point. We'll check the modeling. This is the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock local time tomorrow. About 18,000 feet off the ground. This is where the pressure is at 500 millibars. Strong ridge over New Mexico and Colorado. Pretty good trough north of the state. And down below that, a surface boundary works its way in here. And that should enhance the coverage of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. In fact, it could be a relatively wet day. We'll look at the high-resolution NAM. Now, this is interesting. The high-res NAM, What it wants to do here, it wants to bring a batch of storms in here early tomorrow morning. This is 4 a.m. Central Time. And it's got a big batch of storms coming into North Alabama that will be moving southward through the state. And then by 1 o'clock, that batch of storms is basically over the southern half of the state. And the high-res NAM has been pretty consistent in this idea. And it's certainly got some credibility here. So I think we'll probably mention, we'll keep the chance of showers and storms going tonight into tomorrow morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, it could very well be the better chance of rain down in South Alabama. And then Friday, everybody is in drier air, mostly sunny. I think we can take out the chance of showers. The humidity value should be lower, dew points dropping in the mid-60s, and the high should be in the upper 80s. All right, weekend fans. This is Saturday, big heat bubble around the middle of the nation. The Tut low is way to the south of here, and down below that, the air's still pretty dry. There might be a shower somewhere, but they should be few and far between. Over the northern half of the state, the high should be in the upper 80s. And really the same thing Sunday, although the moisture is deeper. So the chance of a few scattered afternoon showers and storms on Sunday, the high should be, again, back in the upper 80s. The GFS is showing 88. And next week, again, we're just going to stick with a typical summer forecast until we can see some clarity on the tropical system. If it survives, will it affect us? We just don't know that yet. So we're going to broad brush the forecast for the first half of the week, partly sunny, scattered afternoon showers and storms. There's Tuesday. And a week from today, you can see that weakness in the upper ridge over the state, and that's kind of suggesting the moisture might be deeper. So if this is right, there could be an increase in the number of showers and storms Wednesday, maybe in some way, shape, or form related to the remnants of Chantal. We'll see. Again, we'll fine-tune that later. We'll check the end of the forecast on July the 26th. Hey, June was last month. 594 ridging over us. We've seen all kind of runs that look different than this. We've seen many of the runs with a heat out west and a trough in the east. But this one looks kind of hot and dry, if that happens to be correct. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you can, catch us on ABC 3340 News this evening on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.